Welcome and welcome back. My name is Esha, and this is the space where I am kicking it with neighbors from around the net doing great things. Today, I have the pleasure of connecting with Corey of Wiseman ENT, and we're going to see what's going on. If you want to link up with Corey, catch up with anything that's going on with his brand, check him out on Instagram at Wiseman ENT, and all of that information will be in the description box below. All right, welcome to the chat, boss. What's up? I'm thankful to have you here. Thank you. Thank you.
What's going on? Thank you for having me on. This is pretty dope what you got going on here. What's up, neighbors?
What's up? What's up? All right, so we're gonna get into your business a little bit. We're gonna have you start off with a full official introduction to the neighbors. They want to know a bit more about the man behind the brand. So tell us who you are, what you do, and any other good news that you think we should know about you.
Well, one thing about me, again, my name is Ice, real name Corey, Ice Wiseman. I started a company about 2011, doing in the entertainment light life, doing events here and there, pool parties, things like that. Basically everything to make you feel good at nighttime. Um, so I started doing that and just seeing, the ups and downs of that lifestyle and the ins and outs. So, it's a lot to do. People think, oh, promoting is easy and things like that, but it's a lot behind closed doors
Right?
that you guys, like the normal people, don't really see. So that's a little bit about me, but I enjoy it. It's therapy. And it's pretty good bread at the end of the day.
Yeah, right. Okay, it's always good to have money coming in with what you're doing. And from what I've seen over the years, I've been following you and we've been connected. You do seem to really enjoy what you do, and that's a big plus with anything, but especially I think with something like nightlife and entertainment, because I can imagine that it may get to a point sometimes where it gets to be a lot, and there's a lot of creative energy that goes into it, a lot of masterminding behind the scenes, like you said. So it's nice to know that after all these years, you still look like you enjoy what you do. That's a big blessing. So shout out to you for that. Where do you host your events mostly? Like what locations do you cover?
Right now it's going to be in the Raleigh Triangle area, is where
Mm,
most of my events going to be. But I've been doing events in Vegas, Jersey, Orlando.
okay.
Newly this year is going to be Atlanta.
Mm,
So I try to jump around with different events because I got partners in every one of those locations. So
okay.
we're trying to move around.
Yeah. So if y'all are in those locations, listen, be on the lookout for Wiseman events coming to a state, city, town, whatever near you. I'm sure very, very soon because it looks like business is booming. I've been checking you out on social media. You have a very, very solid thing going on this year in particular. I've been seeing the growth with your brand and
Mhm.
over the years how you just evolved and you made things shake. I know nightlife is a competitive arena. There's so many people doing events and entertainment and nightlife. So how do you manage through all of that going on out there? Like especially Raleigh, you've got so many people doing things on the weekends throughout the week. What makes you stand out, and how do you stay grounded with all of that that goes on with the nightlife?
That's a good question, and that's something that all of us as promoters and stuff is going to tackle it because
Mhm.
somebody might do something better than you, somebody might offer something better than you. The thing is to
Right.
just stay consistent, and people and again enjoy what you're doing. People want to be
Yeah.
around you. They choose you because hey, I want to go to an Ice Wiseman party because he's lit at the parties, or he's gonna be buying drinks, or he's gonna make sure you take care of me for my birthday, things like
Right.
that. You just have to stay consistent and stay you. And once you
Yeah.
start deviating from the plan and start doing other stupid shit just to compete with
Yeah.
everybody else, then that's when you're gonna lose yourself. But you just got
Yeah.
to stay you and stay consistent. Once you're consistent and once people have a good vibe with you, there's nothing
Mhm.
really, you can't really do in this nightlife thing.
Right. So what I'm picking up from what he's putting down, neighbors, is definitely authenticity always wins. Like you cannot. I know it's hard, especially when you have so many people who are in the same industry. But that comparison is a thief of joy, and over time it can wear and tear on you, especially as newer things develop. Newer technology comes out, and things are just constantly evolving, and you got to keep up with the game, but still remain true to yourself. So definitely the authenticity is a big one that I got from what you just said. The consistency, of course. And I heard something today that talked about consistency and how we kind of think that consistency has to look this certain way in order for it to be considered consistent. And I just feel like
Mhm.
you got it works for you. So, what is your formula for consistency? If you can share it.
Uh, so a little bit, you got to try to step out your body. I'm not going to share too much because we
Mhm.
have we have some people that is going to compete against me that's going to be listening and everything like that. So
Right.
I gotta protect the brand. Like it's a recipe that I got to protect. But
Yeah. Trade.
no, you just got to step outside the box and do some stuff that you don't normally do that you don't want
Uh-huh.
to do.
Yeah.
Um, and just try to capture those minds. And again, one of the biggest things with me is, making sure when people, have birthdays and things like that, you want to capture those birthdays and you want to make it their biggest thing because you got to understand somebody just turned a new age that
Yeah.
year. So you want to make it all about them. So whenever I'm talking to somebody and it's their birthday, I try to get them the world because I
Yeah.
understand that, your birthday only comes around once a year. So you just got to make it as much, as big as special for them. Just don't look at them as another customer. try to
Right,
make it as
right.
special to them as possible, and that's how I win them every year. That's how I win that same birthday. That same birthday is always gonna come back and party with ice and things like that. So that's just a piece of the recipe right there.
Okay, and it makes sense because you're in customer service at the end of the day, no matter what we want to label it, it's service. And you got to number one, know your people. You got to let your people get to know you. So that transparency is, it comes in handy. Not saying that you have to share all of your life, but people do want to get to know you. You want to get to know like I said, the man behind the brand or the woman behind the brand. So it's okay to, share some of those more personal things, but keeping in mind that you are of service to somebody, being of service to somebody, you're providing a service, you're providing an experience at the end of the day, and they are going to remember that. So it makes a big difference for sure, especially on birthdays. Because I know on my birthday, I want to feel like ain't nobody else's birthday today but mine. So I feel that.
Exactly. Exactly. You gotta treat them like, hey, you're the number one thing in the moving right now. Birthdays,
Yeah.
flyers, balloons, all that good stuff. Champagne, all that good stuff.
Okay. Because at Wiseman event, you're going to get the work. So you're going to get this work.
So that's what we do.
That's what's up. And that's what keeps people, for lack of better words, hooked. But it's just feeling like you matter, feeling like you said, they're not just another customer. You get to know your people and what they want, what they actually want, and you still get to do your thing and stay true to you. That's a beautiful blend that a lot of people do not accomplish, especially on a consistent basis. I'm proud of you, by the way. Okay.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
All right, we have reached this part of the show that I call Chat Back and Chew. And we are going to have just a bit of a heart to heart conversation and real connection. And it's great that we were talking about being of service and all of that because the topic of today is vulnerability. All right. I want to make it clear that anybody who may be confused about vulnerability being a weakness, I want you to know like today is the day that you throw that in the trash. Okay. Stop that stinking thinking. Vulnerability is not a weakness. I think it is a weapon. It is a tool that if it's cultivated and nurtured in the right ways, it can definitely be a superpower. All right.
Mhm.
Personally, I know that for me, vulnerability has been one of the biggest breakthroughs I've had in these last 2 to 3 years for sure. But it's come a long way over the last 5 years,
Mhm.
and it has given me a new sense of personal power because when I'm vulnerable, I feel stronger when I'm vulnerable than to hide parts of myself or hide parts of my experience that I know certain stories are for more so for other people than it is for us. So I want to know from you, can you tell me a real life impact that being vulnerable has had on you or either your personal life or in your professional life?
Some instances basically where I become a control freak in what I do, and
Mm,
I don't know how to delegate properly.
mm,
So that's where that will come into play. I've been learning to go ahead and use the people around me more
yeah,
lately, but that has been a little vulnerable spot for me because it's like sometimes you don't want to let go of that control because you
yeah,
like your stuff done a certain way. And when the
right.
person doesn't do it a certain way, you get you get stuck in your ways now, like, okay, I'm gonna just do it myself. So
Mm,
I had to learn that not everybody can do what you do, and
yeah,
you just have to let them do it. Just teach somebody how to do it the right way, and
right.
hopefully they can meet your expectations somewhere down the line. But that definitely was a hard thing for me, and I've been
Yeah.
getting over that, lately.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I commend you for that, for even bringing that up because a lot of people don't talk about that, especially as business owners, entrepreneurs. A lot of us go into it solo dolo, in the beginning. And so you're used to being the one doing everything. And it can be for sure hard once you got your system mastered, you got everything just like you like it. But as you expand, you realize you are going to need more hands, you're going to need more minds and, all of that. And I definitely get that on a personal level of wanting to be in control of things and not feeling like anybody can do it like you. I've learned though that they're not supposed to anyways. So it's dope to be in a space where you can see that, yeah, it might not be me, but it's of a standard that I can get behind. And having those people on your team is important, it's vital, and it's not like something that I think should be taken lightly. So kudos to you for overcoming that or in the process of overcoming that. That's a big
Hmm.
one, a really big one. For real. I think a lot of
It is. It is.
so in terms of giving grace and leaving room for error and room to grow. We all know that mistakes are going to happen. Things are going to change, especially as business owners, as parents. Some things can be very unpredictable. And part of the discussion that I've been having with my guests so far is about their experiences with mistakes. So, is there something you can share with the neighbors about the last time you were maybe scared or nervous to make a mistake and what that process was like for you to kind of get through that, work through that?
In the nightlife industry, some of the biggest mistakes is knowing who to partner with
Hmm.
to do certain events. Sometimes that person might be using you to either steal your crowd or
Hmm.
using you to just make money off of you and not really putting in the work and the effort. So that is
Yeah.
some of the biggest mistakes right now in that nightlife industry because you don't know who is who. You just assume and everybody talk a good talk until it's
Yeah.
time to put that work in. So
Right.
that's
Right.
one of the things that you always, because guess what? We have to camp up. We all got
Yeah.
to camp up. We all can't be at each other's necks all the damn time.
Man.
It's just ridiculous, and nobody's gonna win. You're gonna have 10 people here, 10 people here, 10 people here, 10 people here. And if you don't camp up and come together and really be a unit, then
Mhm.
everybody's just gonna keep on chasing sticks.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. So you just got to get over and figure out who you can actually camp up with. But it's a hard game.
It is. It is very much so. I share some of those same fears, I guess you could say, and I've gotten better for sure, a lot more over
Hmm.
these last years. There was times where I wouldn't share anything with anybody, and
Hmm.
that being in control and all of that kind of conflicting with each other. But I've gotten better with it, and it is a very real thing. It is something that you do have to be very calculated, not paranoid, but strategic about when you do that because you don't know, especially these days. There's so many scams and whatnot going on, and I think people are a lot easier to read when it comes to energy for me now when I can, kind of determine how far I can go with them, what kinds of things I can let them in on and, things like that. But it is it's tough. It's tough. And I want to know like when it comes to the part about camping up, like you said, what is something that you utilize when it comes to that? Like how because I know it's you wanting to trust others, but also others needing to trust you as well. So how do you approach those kinds of situations?
Look, I'll just be looking for somebody with work ethic.
Mm,
As long as they're willing to put in the work, and they see that I'm willing to put in the work, we can make something happen.
yeah,
You don't have to be this superstar promoter. You don't have to be this superstar guru in the nightlife industry. It's just we're looking for somebody that work hard.
right.
If you're willing to put in that hard work and you want to get out there and get busy, then yes, this is something that you want to get. But you have to understand this is not easy. Getting
Yeah.
people to come out or even to participate every week is not an easy thing.
Yeah, that every
And
week part.
especially when you said in a market that's oversaturated with other stuff.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
that's no easy feat. So as long as somebody's hardworking and willing to do the work, they ain't one in my book.
Right. Okay. So if y'all are wanting to get into the nightlife and Wiseman looking for people to join the team, how can they get in contact with you for that if they wanted to join the team?
So they can reach me on and all my social medias is ice underscore Wiseman all across
Okay.
all boards. Every social media is ice underscore Wiseman.
So they could just DM you, like just straight up, I want to, what's up? Like what they
Yeah,
got?
straight up.
Just straight
So
up.
basically, I just ask them what have they done before.
Hmm.
Have they been in this industry and why they want to be in the industry? Because I know
Okay.
why I'm in the industry. It's therapy for me. I love to see people have a good time,
Yeah.
especially when they come to one of my events. So that's
Right.
therapy. I get a boost. I get a high from when people say, "Hey, I was at an ice party and that shit was lit."
Yeah. That is
Yeah.
dope. I can't lie. That's a dope feeling. And to do that every week, I mean, you got it. You got it. You got the
Mhm.
formula. You got the formula, y'all. So neighbors, I suggest you go with the wise men because they got it. They got it going on. Before we go, I have a challenge for everyone watching. Whenever you see this, because these gems are timeless, and we definitely giving y'all some solid gems today. So jot it down, put it in your notes, run it back on replay, whatever you got to do. Okay. I want you to think of one thing that you can do that feels vulnerable for you. One thing. It doesn't have to be anything super big, but something that makes you feel vulnerable. Maybe it's opening up to a friend about something you've been struggling with, or maybe you share a personal story online. But just don't overthink it. Okay. Take the leap. Take the leap. And trust me. Trust me on this. All right. When you do that, tag me because I want to know. I'm in your business and I want to know. All right. On that note, Corey, I want to thank you again so much for stopping by. Be sure again, you guys check out his Instagram anywhere that he is on Facebook, YouTube, wherever you find Wiseman ENT, go ahead and follow, go ahead and subscribe, go ahead and make sure you're sharing the events. And one more time before we get out of here, tell everybody where they can follow you.
You can follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, ice underscore Wiseman. Facebook is Corey Maxwell. Everything else, yeah, I think I hit all the platforms.
I love it.
How much more on Threads? Ice
I
underscore
know, right?
Wiseman.
There's so many fan
Yeah,
base
there's so
now.
many now. Black Planet underscore Wiseman.
Oh no.
Uh, so we on all of that. We on all of that. Just go ahead and check us out. But the biggest thing is, just stay you,
Yeah,
stay consistent, and just know everything that happened for you. And if anybody does want to reach out, just reach out to me. Let me know that you're willing to look to work. I got a lot of stuff coming down the pipeline, so I'm willing to have y'all.
that's right. Each one reach one. I love that. Thank you so much for mentioning that. And if you or somebody you know is working on normalizing mistakes, I want you to head on over to Amazon and grab a copy of my guided journal because gurus fuck up too, okay? And it's all right. In the neighborhood, it's all good. We're not here to judge. We listen, but we don't judge. But we do provide some tools and some gems to help you get through it, okay? I will catch you guys in the next session.